Hello, I'm Steve. Here I am with my final batch of Star Trek action figures to show you. So after this, no more action figures, I promise. Maybe not show you some other Star Trek merchandise that I've got. I've sold a few already, so I can't show you everything. But I do have one or two other things. I've got a T-shirt and some badges and stuff. So I might show you those, or I might not. Today I'm going to start by showing you this action figure of Captain Beverly Pickard. Gates McFadden, of course, played Beverly Crusher in 6 seasons of Star Trek The Next Generation. She wasn't in season 2, was replaced by Katherine Pulaski, who was not particularly a popular character, apparently. And after she left at the end of season 3, Gates McFadden was asked back for season 3 to play Beverly Crusher, and she gracefully agreed. In the episode, the final two-part episode, All Good Things, she played this character of Captain Beverly Pickard, who was a future version of Beverly Crusher, who had been married to Jean-Luc Pickard. So not sure how many of these are about or what this might be worth. Is devalued slightly by this tear in the packaging here, which is due to none too successful removal of a retailer's price tag. Now, I can't remember exactly where I bought this. It would have been over 20 years ago now. It's likely that I bought it from a large toy retail chain like Toys R Us, somebody of that sort. None too respectful, really, of their collectible toys. Just saw them as high volume toy merchandise, I suppose. So unfortunately, when I took the label off, it tore. It's not the only one that it's happened to. I did have a swarm alien from Voyager, which, despite that damage, did sell. Not for a great deal of money, but it did sell. I think I got about £7 or £8 for it. So I think it does devalue the product, but I think it might still be quite a rare figure, Beverly Pickard. So we'll see. I'll do a bit more research on it. This video isn't really about prices. It's more about showing you the items that I intend to sell. I just think that the price is off the top of my head after a brief look on eBay, really. But anyway, that's Beverly Pickard. Next one I'm going to show you is Captain Benjamin Cisco. This character, played by Avery Brooks, was the Avery Brooks, I beg your pardon, was the commander of Deep Space Nine. Now, obviously, when the character took over the space station, commanded the space station, I don't think they foresaw at that stage how important a hub it would become. So he was merely of the rank of commander. During the course of the series, he was promoted to captain, of course. This is shown in the original uniform that they had for that series, and Avery Brooks there was reverted to his bald with goatee look, which suited him far better than the first couple of seasons where he had no beard and had some hair on top and didn't look like him at all, really. But that's a great character, Captain Benjamin Cisco. Next one is another commander, the captain of the starship Voyager. So here we have Katherine Janeway, played by Kate Mulgrew. And again, in that same uniform as worn in the first 2 or 3 seasons of Deep Space Nine. And of course, they wore it throughout the whole of the series because they were in the Delta Quadrant, didn't have much communication with the Federation until the end, and therefore didn't adopt the uniforms that changed so frequently in Star Trek. So there we are, Katherine Janeway. Now, some classic Trek. Now, I rather like these ones. I've got three. I've got three figures from the original Star Trek movie, the first Star Trek movie. This one here is Admiral Kirk in his admiral's uniform. The box does say Admiral Kirk. It doesn't say James T. Just Admiral Kirk. And that's quite a nice little model. Nice box. I like the design of the box there with the original Enterprise. It's not even the 1701A at that stage. It has been refitted, obviously, for the movie. How could they not really, after a 10-year gap between the end of the original series and the first of the movies? Probably one of the least liked of the films, but better, I think, as a movie than it's often put down as. Obviously, people like Wrath of Khan, a lot of people like The Voyage Home. I particularly like The Undiscovered Country. But there's a lot going for this movie, the original movie, which was heavily influenced by 2001: A Space Odyssey. Was a bit sort of grand and slow in its telling. But it's got things to recommend it. And hey, Star Trek was back, so you can't really complain about that. From that movie, I also have a model of Kirk in the Starfleet uniform. When he first appears in that film, he's away on Vulcan, meditating and stuff, and doesn't change into the uniform until a little bit into the film. But that's the great Spock, played by Leonard Nimoy, in this case here, made of plastic. Next one is Sulu. Billed here as Lieutenant Sulu. By the time of, here is where I have to side with George Takei, really. Why should such a competent Starfleet officer as Lieutenant Sulu still be a lieutenant at the helm as a middle-ranking bridge officer 10 years after the end of the original series? Surely by then he should have had his own spaceship. So I'm with him. So George Takei, I side with you on that. And there he is, great character, Sulu. And sticking with the original series, but now going further back in time. And this really is the only figure that I have that is strictly from the original series itself, and that is the Groot Captain from that great episode Arena. I can't remember the name of the desert setting, but it's a very distinctive desert setting that was reused during Star Trek and most recently in Pickard, where it was the location where Raffi lives in her mobile home. But the Gorn Captain, anybody who's watched the original series will remember this figure. I think that's great. Not sure how much it's going to fetch when I do come to sell it. I'll be kind of sad to see it go, I guess. But that is another interesting character. That's it. I've run out. I've got no more to show you. So you'll be relieved by that. But if by any chance you did find it interesting, please think about subscribing to my channel. Have a look at some of my other videos. Maybe check out my eBay items for sale. That's it for now. Bye.